and welcome to this very special episode of the Dodger and Trash Show. It is my big thrill to introduce someone that I've looked up to, someone that has entertained me for years, and we'll talk about some of the things that that I've gone through, and how him and Bobby Crosby have kind of helped me get out of the little pit that I was in. Joining us is the one and the only Benny No from Dodger Films. How are you doing today, Benny?
Doing good, Bobby. Thank you for that enthusiastic introduction. That was pretty nice of
you. You know what I was going to do was I was going to go, and welcome to this very special episode of the Dodger and Trash Show. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Would have been appropriate.
Yeah, it would have been, but I don't want to be that guy that I guess I could have been just a little homage to Bobby.
Nothing wrong with that, my man.
No, nothing wrong with that. Gotta ask you, world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. How does that sound to you?
It never gets old. Every time I hear it, it's like, wow, it brings me back to, I was fortunate to go to Game 6 with Bobby, so it immediately takes me back to when Rios threw that last pitch and we all went crazy, man. It was it sounds phenomenal, Bobby.
Yeah, and so tell me, how big of a surprise was that? I mean, kind of walk us through that moment when Bobby came up to you, or when you first found out that you were going to Game 6.
Well, fortunately for me, Bobby, whenever the Dodgers have gone to the World Series, we have gone. So, of course, we had season tickets in 17, and then in 18, he invited me to go to Boston. So I can't lie, and I said I had a feeling that in 2020, if they got there, we were going to go. So we had discussions around Game 1 about only going to games 6 or 7, clinching games, because we went to Boston and they lost, and that was just not fun.
Yeah.
So the plan was, if there was going to be a Game 6, we were going to go out. And the phone call happened somewhere before the World Series started. He's like, hey, we're going, right? And I was like, all right, man, let's go. So that's how it happened, man. That infamous Game 4, unrealistic. I think it was Game 4, the unbelievable ending to that game. And right after that, I was like, okay, we're going. So
yeah,
that's how it happened, man. Yeah.
So when Max Muncy did eventually hit that game-ending home run, could you just feel the energy in the stadium there? I mean, it's been years since I've been to Dodger Stadium. I know what it feels like when
you're talking about the long 18-inning game.
Yeah, how tired were you, man?
Well, Bobby, get ready for this, man. So I go to the games with my dad, and he's at the time 58, 59. So for him, an 18-inning game was way too long, and by that time concessions had stopped being sold, so there was no food or water, and we actually left the inning before the walk-off hit, man.
Oh no.
I remember some softball players, Red Shorts and Sierra, were in Bobby's seats that night, and he looks at me as I'm leaving, and I'm like, don't want to go, but my dad wants to go home. So unfortunately, we heard it on the radio on the 5 freeway coming home, unfortunately, but I'm assuming it was amazingly loud. I've been at the stadium for numerous walk-offs, and they're all amazing, but a World Series walk-off like that, I can't comment on that, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's been people who they left the stadium right before Kirk Gibson hit his home run in '88, so.
That was my first thought. That home run, like, can they see our brake lights in the background? Or
yeah, well, because ironically enough, I have the DVD for it's got what is it, 59, 63, 65, 1981, and 88 highlights of all those World Series. And on that part where Kirk Gibson hits that home run, you can see the brake lights of the people
right outside the pavilion there.
That's right. And so they're going like, what?
They're all like, we just missed it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Immediately I look at my dad, and I'm like, oh, my God. Okay, well, you're my dad. But now I have this horrible story to share how I missed it. So.
I'm sure Trash, before we get into too much about some things, Trash has something he wanted to tell you about the game that almost was.
Okay, what's up, Trash? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm chilling, bro. I have to ask you, I've been waiting for a long time. Will you ever bring back subscriber challenges?
You know, I would love to do subscriber challenges. The biggest reason why I don't is because I just have a hard time getting the person, A, on my friends list, and B, just finding a time where both of us can play. Typically, I'm available at this time, which is early morning. Most players are not online yet or, going to school or whatever. So that's the real reason why I stopped doing it, is just because it's really inconvenient. But I love playing them. I love playing subscribers. I love challenging everyone. So I'm assuming at some point they're going to return. Like I said, it's just like to get a new friend on my PSN friends list. Like I don't even know how to do that because I've maxed out at like 2,000 friends. Yeah, and that was like 3 years ago. So I'd love Trash because I'm sure we can set something up, man. I'll definitely play you. Because you asked.
Well, because I want the smoke. I'm all for it, man.
Well, Trash.
Hey, my man, get ready. In 21, we're going at it.
Trash was supposed to play you at one time, wasn't? Weren't you?
Oh, Trash? Really? Did we talk about it? And I flaked on you, Trash.
You didn't really flake. You had something come up, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But I remember something with Lumpy, and he's had coming up, and I'm like, no! And then ever since then, I haven't gotten my shot.
My apologies, man. Yeah, I'm sure whatever it was important that I couldn't make it, so my apologies. But let's definitely do this in 21, man. It's on. You get your DD team ready, and let's do it.
I'm 0-2 against you, and
I know I've played Bobby a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still kind of kicking myself for what was it, sending Belly home on that pass ball or something, wild pitch, and I got it. Yeah, that ruined the game for me. But oh well, that's okay. I'll get over it eventually.
Third time's a charm, man. We'll give you another shot too.
Cool. I'm sure there's people out there, and I know I've heard it from some others too, that since the season was shortened, that the Dodgers didn't win it legitimately, or it's not a real championship. I mean, what do you say to people like that? I mean, how do you reply to that?
Eric. He's told me numerous times that it just doesn't feel like a regular season because it's not 162 games. And, of course, we can all understand that, it's not a normal season, but we also can understand that it was not exactly a normal year in life. So the fact that all the teams started the same, went through the same process to get to play the 60 games, and there was no doubt in my mind that the Dodgers, after the 60 games, were the best team.
Yep.
They had the best record. I don't even think they lost. They only lost one series that whole season.
Yep.
Everyone went through the same thing. From my point of view, it is, of course, more legitimate because of the special circumstance. But, of course, if it's not your team, you're going to say, oh, well, it's a shortened season, so whatever. And, some people are going to say that, and that's cool. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like I said, my friend Cardshop, he's even one that doesn't appreciate and think that it's a full. To him, it's just not a legit one because it's not a full season.
Right. So speaking of Card Shop, Eric, there's fans of us fans like me and Trash. We've been missing the off-season softball series. I know there was some videos about the off-season football that Bobby has put out. Are we going to be seeing more softball from you guys here soon, or is it just kind of good?
No,
good.
I mean it's just. I still think Bobby has episodes he hasn't put out yet. So, I mean, there's still a couple games that he hasn't released. Typically around this time of year, because YouTube, everything's kind of on a downswing, he kind of just takes a break and gets everything back to, it's time for him to get his personal stuff taken care of. So,
yeah.
Right now we're just simply not meeting because of the last couple months we had a COVID scare. Someone in the group had gotten it, so we had just decided let's take a break. There's it felt every time we showed up to play anywhere, people were looking at us like we're crazies, and over here everyone's really paranoid. So we just decided to take a break, and Bobby and I have been every Wednesday we go golf. So I know we're gonna bring it back really soon. We both are like, hey man. Kids are starting to play. High schools are starting to play again.
Yeah,
let's get back out there. So yeah, soon, very soon. Probably around the time the season's going to start is about when you're going to see everything come full swing. MLB The Show's going to come out. Season's going to start. Everything's going to be a big upswing, I think, in April.
Yeah. Well, and maybe they're looking at you guys funny because they know Andy's out there. And
Andy's definitely a crazy individual. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what. Is there anything he does that just kind of like surprises you and like, whoa, he's never done that before?
well, yeah. Every time we play softball, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do because. He's a completely different person away from softball.
Yeah, I would have.
He's definitely sarcastic and witty, but he's more of a calm, professional type of person than when you see him on the softball videos. In the softball videos, he's, I think he's like just pretending like he's a young kid and just acting crazy.
Yeah. And I think when we're all on the softball field, we probably try to act young and
yeah we're all going through our, at least for me, I'm reliving glory days. So
that's right so let's see, I had all these questions for you and then when I get to talk to you I just blank. That's crazy.
It's all good.
So how do you feel about the Dodgers' off-season moves so far? They've kind of changed their bullpen a little bit. They brought in Corey Knebel. They've re-signed JT, which I thought was huge. Are you happy with the moves they've made so far in the off-season?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't surprised by any of the moves. For Justin Turner, I'll be honest, I never felt he was going to sign anywhere else. So I honestly didn't even pay attention to any of that. In my mind, I was like, I know he's going to come back. At least in my heart, I felt that way because he's like, why would you get rid of this guy? I mean, oh my God, he's just an amazing player. He's a phenomenal clubhouse presence. To me, he's like I said on Twitter, he's like the Yachty or Molina of the Cardinals. I mean, you don't get rid of him, man. He's really good. And the only surprises I were not like surprised, but Jock leaving, Kike leaving, that kind of was like, oh man, I'm bummed, but not surprised. Jock, I remember when he was a rookie, he gave me his autograph back when he was wearing number 65.
Yeah.
Kike's just wild and crazy. And honestly, I wasn't even shocked by Trevor Bauer coming, to be honest. I didn't think he was going to come. But when when they signed him, I was like, okay, well, all right. We went from having a really good rotation to suddenly now we got the best rotation. So
yeah,
the Dodgers have all the depth in the world. But yeah, I can't say I was like super shocked by anything that happened in the off season. More, I think just Jock leaving because in the postseason, he's a really good player.
And I'm glad you brought up Trevor Bauer, because that was actually somebody that I forgot. I mean, you would think that would be one of the first people that I would talk to you about. But it's kind of early for me, and I got my little energy drink here to wake me up. So
yeah. I got my OJ here. So.
But so when you heard that Trevor Bauer was going to be a Dodger, did you think like, oh yes, that's great, or because some people are kind of like iffy on his potential or his talent. They're saying that he hasn't really had the best years. He had that one part in, I think it was like 2018, that he did phenomenal, but ever since then it's just been kind of eh. So I mean, were you really happy to have him? Did you think that this was going to make the Dodger rotation so much better than, say, the Padres?
Well, I had already felt before Trevor Bauer came here that the Dodgers were set. I felt like we had enough depth in there that we already had our 5 starters. Not sure what was going to happen with Price, but I felt like we already had what we needed to go back to back, which in my heart feel we got a really great chance to do this year. Mm-hmm. But my first impression when I heard Bauer came here was I felt really bad for Mets fans, because he was leading on that, like, or at least the Twitter reports were leading on that, like, he was, if I'm not mistaken, didn't someone even come out and say he had already was going to go
yeah.
to the Mets, and then that didn't happen? So
yeah,
my first thought was I felt really bad for Mets fans, and of course I felt bad for my friend Spidey, who really wanted Trevor Bauer to go to the Angels. And
yeah,
I knew back then he wasn't going to go to the Angels. I just, in my heart, there's very few players that want to come play with the Angels, so I felt really bad. But yeah. But like, I'm happy he's here. Again, yeah, like his one amazing season again was a short season. It wasn't even a full one. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping for the best. I know there's a lot of Dodger fans who are kind of 50-50 about him, and hopefully, when we're in the 8th or something, and we need to get an out, and he comes through, I think everyone's going to be behind him. I do want to say congratulations on the amount of money he got. Kudos to him. That's amazing right there. Yeah, I can only root for the man because he's on my team now. So
yeah. Let's see. I have all these. Oh man, I had it and then I lost it. Okay, sorry. Let's see. I know you talked about Spidey. I watch his videos too, and I don't think he's done as many as he has before. I don't know. It could be because of the COVID thing going on. But how's Bobby's screenplay going? I mean, or not screenplay. How's Bobby's movie going? Is that still going to be coming out sometime soon?
So, Marry Me with Jennifer Lopez is going to come out. I think it was supposed to come out, in 19, but with COVID and everything got pushed back. And I think what they're just waiting for is for theaters to start showing movies again. I don't know how it is over there, but over here, all the AMCs, all movie theaters are still not in operation. So I think what they're trying to do is just wait for theaters to open.
Yeah.
Before they release the movie. But yeah, it's still in the works. I'm not sure how the production's going. I'm assuming it's done. They've had time, but again, I don't know. But I do know it's still coming out. Yeah. Oh,
great. Yeah, because I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I think it's a great premise to a movie where a guy holds up a sign at a performer's concert and says, "Marry me," and she says, "Okay." So she takes him up on it.
It's actually a cool story, the "Marry Me" comic. If I'm not mistaken, when he first created that, he put it out there, kind of, not like a GoFundMe thing, but like something where like if people wanted to see this, they can donate money and keep it going. And
yeah, it's like a Kickstarter, I think.
Kickstarter, I think, is what it is. So that's how it started, and it turned into a real comic. You guys should go check it out. "Marry Me" the comic, the animation and the comic itself is really nice. And then it gets picked up to be turned into a movie. So I mean, that is just, it's awesome, right? I mean, he wrote that, I think, when he was 15, 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow!
So imagine writing that when you're a kid, you know, and then wow, they're gonna make it into a movie. So
That's
I
great.
can't imagine how him and his it's him and his brother feel. So man, yeah, I'm sure they're way excited.
Yeah. So we were talking before about this weekend. That's you got a big weekend ahead of you. You got Lumpy playing in a scrimmage game. I'm sure he's looking forward to that. He's a catcher now, right?
Yeah, he's on a travel team. He's played everywhere really. But the infield on his travel team is pretty set. So he's always had a good glove and a good arm. So they put him behind the plate, and you know, I don't know too much about catching. I can only take him so far. So we started working in with the trainer, and it's hard to teach a 7-year-old. You know, I mean, the training lasts for about 10 minutes because that's about all you have before his mind starts wandering off. Yeah, super excited. More excited just to get him up and about. Like I'm happy for him to play catcher because he's going to be moving. He's going to be squatting and running and all that good stuff. So yeah, he's probably just more excited to get out there and swing the bat.
Yeah.
More excited to see him catch.
And I'm telling you what, he's got such a really good swing. I mean, it's been really fun to see him kind of evolve or grow up in your videos, and to see him grow and just that swing that he has. I think he's going to be a superstar one of these years. Hopefully for the Dodgers.
I mean, hey, that'd be the dream, right? That'd be pretty awesome. I'm just trying to get him to be a humble, appreciative child because his first 7 years he's been a very spoiled child. So.
Well, yeah,
that's my parent work for me.
Now, when he goes and plays with other kids, I mean, do other kids know him as as Lumpy Yes from your video?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest problem, and one of the reasons why I don't coach him anymore, because every time we go to a field, hey, there's Benny, there's Lumpy, and don't get me wrong, it's nice, but at the same time, it's very, very distracting. Even when he's playing a game, the other team will be like, Lumpy, Lumpy, blah, 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 or people that are watching that have their kids, Lumpy, Lumpy, blah, 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 and but yeah, every time we go to a field, Bobby, there's usually a fan there that recognizes us.
It's the price of fame, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and like for me, it's not a big deal. For me, it's okay, cool. I want to be there for the fans, so I'm appreciative of it. But when trying to work with Lumpy or he's trying to pay attention, it's complete opposite. So.
And of course, I had to rock the Team Benny shirt, of course, for this. And
I appreciate it. Love that shirt.
Oh, I love it too. I think it's really fun to wear, and here in Idaho, there's not really too many people that watch MLB The Show videos, that watch YouTubers like yourself or Bobby. I got into Bobby's videos when I had just moved into a new apartment. I was at one time a homeless vet living in a shelter because I just had nowhere else to go, and I would have to ride a bike. I think like 15 miles there and back. I mean, actually, it was more about 10 or 11 miles there and back. and just to get to a job. And the VA helped me get out of that and into the town I'm in, Twin Falls, Idaho. And I was looking for Dodger videos and anything to kind of bring back the memories I had of going to Dodger Stadium. Right. And one of the videos I saw was Bobby Crosby's. He used to do these videos about the games. He would have his little camera there in left center, and he'd do all the highlights of the game. And you guys would be doing the home run challenge, where you guys would catch the home runs. Balls, and you probably still have a lot of those baseballs in your apartment there.
My first, Bobby, thank you, for your service, my man.
Oh,
it is truly awesome there.
It's my pleasure.
But in my garage, I have a huge bin filled with baseballs, not to my wife's liking, but I got probably 500 or 600 baseballs in my garage.
Yeah.
Not even sure what I'm going to do with them, but they're just kind of they're my memories of that time period. Where, we were at the stadium all the time, and during that home run contest time, those are still, to me, the best videos I've ever seen on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Not there anymore, unfortunately, but kind of the same thing. That's how I discovered him. I wanted to see a video of a fan catching a ball, just type in fan catch ball. Mm-hmm. And it led me to this video of this guy catching a montage of catching home runs in the field along to Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart song. And I was like, oh my God, this is epic. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This guy has a perspective from his seats catching the ball. You get the shot of the batter hitting the ball, zoom out, get the shot of the glove catching the ball. I mean, no one to this day has ever done something like that, as far as I know. And when I saw it, that was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, wow, I'm going to Dodger Stadium. Mm-hmm. So,
and that's how you got your nickname, Benny Knows, because when that challenge was going on, the ball would come to you and you catch it, you go, Benny, no! And it stuck.
Yeah. It stuck.
But and it's it really sucked to have those. I mean, when MLB came down and said, you can't do that anymore. I'm telling you what, that really sucked as a fan, because that was my, that's how that was the closest thing to being at the stadium. But I'm hoping this year, if they let fans back in, I don't know, we'll see. I've already taken a week off in June when the Dodgers play the Phillies. Okay. So hopefully I'll be able to get to a game, and if I do, I'll let you know so we can have that beer.
Absolutely, Bobby. Absolutely. I am praying that they do allow fans here. There's a lot of talk about possibly having fans here for opening day in a limited capacity, which is great. I cannot wait to go back to Dodger Stadium to see a game. But it also brings up, as a season ticket holder, how is this going to work? Because if there is a capacity limit, I mean, I think there's 33,000 season ticket holders at Dodger Stadium, and that comprises, I think, of 65% of the seats. So,
right.
Obviously, not all of us are going to be able to go. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. Hopefully, everything's back to normal by mid-season, and no more restrictions, and we can all go have a great time at the stadium. But that's one thing I am thinking about, is how is this going to work? Because my season tickets have been paid for, and there's still no word on how it's going to work. So keeping my fingers crossed.
I just have this scene of Hunger Games going through my head right now, where everyone's battling for a season ticket. So I got a funny story too. I've told you this too before. Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter was a very, very big day for you in more ways than one. Because that was the day that you found out that your wife was pregnant with Lumpy, I believe.
No, not that. It was actually. Hey, what's up, my man? It was actually.
Lumpy!
Hey, say hi, Papa.
Hey, Lumpy! You're a rock star, man.
Hold on, what happened? Oh, that's my friend Bobby. Say hi. He's a big fan.
What's up, Lumpy? You're a rock star, man.
He said you're a rock star, my man. We'll get ready for school, okay?
I'm going to watch your video on when it comes out. I'm excited to see you play some baseball, man.
He's excited to watch your scrimmage game tomorrow, Papa. Okay?
And that is why Benny doesn't stream on Twitch.
I angled it up.
Yeah, that's right.
But, yeah, I'm sorry, Bobby. I forgot your question there.
Oh, no, it's fine. About Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, so speaking of the no-hitter, I mean, that was special just in the fact that at that time, I wasn't as involved in YouTube as I am now. So I had a full-time job where I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. So for me to stay at a game, the whole game, was rare. Because I'd have to come home and go to sleep. So obviously around the 4th, 5th inning, I'm like, okay, wait, this guy hasn't given up a hit yet. I got to stay. And it turned into one of the most phenomenal games I've ever seen. But that was actually not the game where I learned I was going to be a father. It was actually 2013 opening day where Kershaw hit
the home run.
Off the Giants into center field.
Yep, that's right, and I remember that. I was watching that game too. That was the turning point in that game because the Dodgers weren't really doing anything against Bumgarner, and then
it was like a 1-0 game. They couldn't get a run, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And that 2-run home run would ended up being the winning score, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
But funny thing was, in the morning, my wife at the time was my girlfriend's like, "Hey, I'm going to the doctor's today," and I go, "Really? Okay, well, I'm going to opening day, so we'll talk after that." And I got a call as I was walking back to the car. She goes, "You're not going to believe it," and I go home and we talked, and man, yeah, I found out I was going to be a dad right after that. So that 2013 season had a real special place in my heart.
Yeah, well, when Bobby put out the video of the highlights of Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter, my internet at that time, well, actually, I don't even think I had internet in my apartment at that time. I was waiting to get it. And the only really way to watch the video was at my church, because I got to run the computer, the audio-visual part of the sermons and stuff. And so after the service, I pulled it up on the computer, and I'm watching it. And unbeknownst to me, other people in the congregation, as they were mingling and talking and stuff, could hear. And they couldn't understand what was going on, but they just kind of went on and stuff.
Was it going through the speakers?
It was going through the speakers, and I had no idea. And somebody, when Kershaw got the final out, somebody standing next to Bobby said, "Oh my God!" And yeah, that went out through the church, and my pastor shot me a look that I will never forget. And so I was so humiliated. I had no idea. And usually I would not be home on a Friday, but I took a personal day because the pastor who shot me the look, he passed away on Valentine's Day, and today's his funeral. So Yeah, it's just, it sucks. It just happened all of a sudden. I don't think it was from the pandemic or anything like that. He's just been in kind of bad health, and yeah, he was a good guy. You would love him. He was a guitar guy, and the guy could just play a mean guitar. We've talked about some of the people we've lost in the rock and roll world. We lost Neil Peart. We lost Eddie Van Halen, and he was big fans of both of those people, and so it's kind of a mixed blessing. I get to talk to you and get to talk some Dodger baseball, but later on I have to get myself all looking respectable and pay my final respects to a great man. So. Anyway,
sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, if I was there, I'd give you a big hug, Bobby. That's
well,
I'm sure he was a great man. And,
yeah, he was a hugger, man. He anytime I saw him, he just gave me a big old bear hug, and he was such a funny guy. He actually he married me and my last ex-wife. So
okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping she's not there today. But she shouldn't be because she moved to Texas. But anyway. So anyway, let's see. What else can we talk about? Do you have any questions? I'm just kind of... I don't mean to ignore you, Trash. But you know how I am. I just go and go and go and...
I think Trash fell asleep.
Yeah, Trash is going like, oh, he never gives me a chance to talk. He just goes on and on.
Well, for Trash, get ready, man, because when we do play Diamond Dynasty, I'm not going to take it easy on this. So.
Okay, so on your most recent Diamond Dynasty videos, I've noticed you don't have Trout. You just not gotten the collections?
No, I don't have the 99 Trout. I still have the live series one. Mm-hmm. But funny you mentioned that. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've won. I don't know if it's the last two, but the last couple Diamond Dynasty games I've put out, and I don't know if you've ever gotten a gaming monitor, Bobby, but I tell you what, they definitely help.
I have two of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm very late to the party. I just got a gaming monitor about a week ago.
Yeah, I
more MLB The Show than recently because I am hitting the ball really well, and I'm just so excited.
Well, and that's the thing is that I when I first got my Asus here, my 24-inch gaming monitor, the first pitch I hit for a home run, and I believe that was in the Charlie Blackmon moment from last year's game. And everyone was saying, "Oh, it's so hard. I see the first pitch, and boom, it's gone." And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, this is a game changer. Then I'm gonna just roll over people." No, it's
funny you mentioned that. The first pitch I saw, the first two pitches I saw, I took deep. And,
yeah.
Oh man, it's a great feeling to hear that crack.
Now, what kind of gaming monitor do you have? What brand name and stuff?
Out of that, I have an Acer. I'm not sure of the specifics of it, but it's I want to say a 27-inch, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? Because I got the one that I use is a 27-inch Acer.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same one.
I'll have to.
Yeah, like I don't know specs or anything. I don't even know, I can't even tell you if it looks better, to be honest. It's just it was more of a response to my PCI movement that's helping me. I don't even know if I'm seeing the ball better. I just feel like the PCI is more accurate than on a regular TV.
Yeah. Well, and then it seems like whenever I play online, I think this is part of my frustration, is that I can do great in, say, like, the moments, or I can do great in franchise. I can just rake in franchise. But then I go into an online gameplay, and it just seems like there's like a little bit of a lag, and I can't get the timing right. So
I hear you. I hear you. That's I'm sure there's a lot of factors that go into that, but definitely online, the pitch speeds are way different.
yeah,
The fastball actually feels like a fastball. You literally have no time to catch up to a high fastball, and unless they throw it down the pipe,
yeah.
hard
Well,
to square them up.
yeah, and I think my record is something like 78 and 30 something, which isn't bad. It's,
That's
yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I'm going to have to get back into playing a couple games today, or maybe this weekend, probably both, because I've got to prestige Oral Hershiser. That is one card I would really like to prestige. Do you have any cards prestige so far?
Roy Oswald, I think, is the only one I have, and I remember wanting to prestige him at the beginning of when the game came out, and that is a big contributing factor to why my record is below 500. Because I would go try to do the missions and then quit the game.
Oh,
But that's the only one I prestige. I have Mantle, I have Reggie Jackson that can be prestiged, but I haven't used them enough, and their stats are so insane. I don't know if I'll ever get to it.
so I know last year you were saying that you weren't hitting very good with Mike Trout.
I don't think I've ever hit well with him, but here's the funny thing: Benny No's stance is Mike Trout, so I really don't know, because I hit pretty good with him.
Yeah, I know. The game you put out last night, Benny No almost went deep to center field. So
yeah, he's and then he could switch hit too, so that like Lumpy's always asking me, why don't I put JT Realmuto back there?
Well,
It's Benny No, man, come on.
who is your favorite player on your Diamond Dynasty squad right now? Is it Benny No, or is it, say, like Ronald Acuna?
Yeah, that's a great question. Definitely Acuna has been one of my favorites recently because I'm just crushing home runs with him. Same with Mookie Betts, and same with that live series Corey Seager.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, Corey Seager was the MVP of your game last night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hit one to straight center. So those are probably my three. And Jackie. You know what? Jackie Robinson's my favorite card.
Jackie Rakes.
Yeah, that 99. He's got insane speed, and he's actually got a really good bat. I've hit numerous home runs with him, but once he gets on base, it's almost a guarantee he's going to get on second. So, yeah, I forgot about that one. Jackie Robinson's probably my favorite card.
Yeah, I know Jackie. Well, Jackie kind of reminds me of on the base pass. He's kind of like Ty Cobb because Ty Cobb's got that 99 speed, 99 stealing.
Yes.
Just
amazing speed. You put anyone at the top of the lineup, any one of those guys, and you're in for some bunt cheesing and good base running.
I'm glad you mentioned cheese because are we ever going to find out what Fireball's favorite cheese is? Maybe someday.
I honestly don't even think the man eats cheese, to be quite honest. So I don't think we're ever going to find out.
Oh man. So how fun is it to play softball with those guys, and especially on a day like Halloween when you guys get to dress up as all those crazy characters and stuff?
Fun. I mean, it's like a family. When we go play, it's like your family getting together to go play softball, on Easter or something. Except we do it almost every weekend when things are normal. So it's like a big gathering. It's like the whole setup to actually playing takes so long because everyone's just getting reacquainted and talking. Like, we'll get together and it'll be probably an hour before we start playing. And then when we do play, we usually play a few games in the day. So, I mean, it's like a long day. And then after, we usually always go eat together. So when we do play softball, it's like a big family gathering for the whole day. It's a lot of fun. Especially because it's the same people all the time, and you kind of grow with them. They've become friends. They've seen Lumpy grow up. It's like I said, it's a big family gathering is really what it is.
Yeah. Do you oh, let's see. I had a thought there, and I can't kind of put it into words. Okay, well, I'll think about that later, and I'll just ask you this. Trash and I, we usually ask our guests who was the most the player they were most impressed by, and who was the player they were disappointed by. And you're the first guest we've had on that's been a Dodger fan like myself, and I can't ask myself this question and put it out there. But who were the two players? One player you were most impressed by, and the one player you were disappointed by in the Dodgers.
Over my whole life, or
last season.
Last season. Well, obviously, I was very impressed by Mookie Betts throughout the season, and Corey Seager in the postseason. Bellinger they all had amazing seasons. The one person I was impressed with, I think the most, was probably Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Can't really say I was super disappointed. No, what am I saying? Will Smith. I mean, that guy just out of nowhere, man, had some of the biggest at-bats of his career. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could even argue that if it wasn't for him, we might not have. I mean, if it wasn't for all of them, obviously, they wouldn't have got there. But a very pivotal moment in Game 5, I think it was, where he hit that 11-pitch moonshot to give us the lead.
Against Will Smith.
Against Will Smith, yeah. So that was probably one of my favorite moments. But it's hard to pick one player, to be honest. It was more like a group effort for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to just think of moments. But that Game 7 against the Braves, where Bellinger, another 8-pitch at bat, I think, hit a moonshot. You know what? The biggest surprise was that reliever, that left-handed reliever, Luis. I can't think of it.
Oh, I can't think of it either.
He would come in the 8th or 7th and just rockets. And, yeah, he was probably the most surprising pitcher from the bullpen, I think.
And the only reason he was there probably was because of the expanded rosters.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Alex Rios. Is that his name, Alex Rios?
Alex Rios
was a surprise. That guy can rake.
Or Edwin Rios.
Edwin Rios, that's it. Yeah, you got it. My bad.
He is. I have a YouTube series. One of my Twitch followers. Actually, I don't know if you've heard of the gaming group The Outsiders.
I have not. No. Sorry.
No, that's okay. He drafted my BR squad, and one of the players he drafted was the Topps Now Edwin Rios card. And that guy hits nothing but moonshots. I mean, the guy could bunt and hit a moonshot. So that's all he's been doing for me in this run. And I'm 3-0 right now currently.
That's awesome.
So I got to get those videos edited sometime this weekend. So I should have time to do that. But yeah, so they're probably. I mean, you probably can't think of one player that was a disappointment. For the Dodgers.
The last player I was disappointed by, honestly, was Yasmani Grandal. Thinking about it, I remember when he was on the team and they were playing the Brewers, all those
pass balls, yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the last time I was really disappointed in someone.
Yeah, I think
Jansen I'd kind of get disappointed with sometimes. But not like Grandal. Grandal really made me mad.
Well, and that's the thing. I've kind of lost confidence in Kenley. I used to think that when he was coming into a game, it was just a guaranteed win. But it seems like the teams have kind of figured out his cutter, or maybe his cutter has lost some of that cutting movement. I'm hoping he has a better year this year, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm always rooting for the man. So
yeah,
whether he's closing or coming in the eighth, to me personally, don't matter. I'm sure for his ego it does, but
yeah.
I root, hoping for the best for him. Luckily the last couple times he came in recently, he was lights out. So carry that into this season and let's go.
Yeah. I'm praying for him because the guy's just been through so much. I mean, with his heart condition and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. We forget that he has a heart condition. You're right.
Yeah. So as a Dodger fan, you can't help but to root for him. Let's see. Oh, okay. This was something I was going to mention. We talked about you're kind of a celebrity there, local celebrity, whatever. And I talked to you about this before too. I was at a Chinese restaurant here in town, and I mentioned something about a guy that had his family there. He had I think he had like a Dodger face mask. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's a nice face mask and stuff." And he goes, "Oh yeah, he started talking about Dodgers and stuff." I had my Dodger hat on, and I just brought up the topic of Dodger films, and the kid that was with him says, "You watch Dodger films?" yeah, I do. Yeah, Benny knows a friend of mine. I love Benny. I watch all of his videos. And I showed him on my phone. I said, "Oh yeah, here, let me show you. Here's his. This is our conversations and stuff." And so, does that ever just get old? That probably never gets old. You have fans from all over the country. Maybe all over the world, and I think the only person that knows me outside of here is the guy over here at Dairy Queen. When I go over and pick up an order for DoorDash, he says, "Hey Dodger, how you doing?"
That's awesome. No, it never gets old. But what does happen that's shocking? I have a lot of family that I haven't seen in years, and distant cousins and things like that, and they'll send me messages with my nieces and nephews having no idea that I'm Benny No, and they're like, "Wait a minute, who's Benny No?" And they're like, send me messages, "I can't believe you're my uncle, blah blah blah." that is hilarious. Yeah. But every time I run into fans or something, it's always a very humbling and fun experience because you get to see the faces of just like, wow, and to me, Bobby, I'm an average guy, I'm just a normal guy, and I put pants on just like everyone else. But for these kids in that moment, they're just like, wow, like they're so blown away. And it just makes me feel how I was when I was a kid and how when I would run into the people that I looked up to, and I just try to be as positive and hopefully live up to their expectations of what they're expecting when they see me. So it's always fun. It's always it never gets old. It always feels good.
So we're gonna just talk about these little symbols up here. French fries. What's your favorite French fry?
Definitely McDonald's French fries. There's and to me, nothing beats that fry. And it's available anywhere I go. So that one is number one for sure. And
they're made right here in Twin Falls, Idaho, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You mentioned that. Yes. So that's an extra bonus there.
Yeah, I used to work at that processing plant. It's called. I hope I'm not giving away any industry secrets, but it's Lamb Weston that makes the French fries. And they have a plant right over here. They also make the curly fries for, I think, Arby's.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my ex-wife, my first ex-wife, works there, and she's probably the only person that I actually still talk with every now and then. We still get along and stuff, and we're
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, okay, donuts. What's your favorite donut?
Oh man. Okay. What are they called? I think they're called chocolate buttermilks. It's like a chocolate with the donut is very, very soft and crunchy on the outside. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but they don't put those in dozens, so I don't ever see that one in a dozen. Because when we played back in the day, people would bring me donuts all the time, and I'd be looking for that one buttermilk, and it would never be there. So I think it's something on the side you got to order. But yeah, chocolate buttermilk donuts, or apple fritters.
Ooh.
I could eat those for days.
See, I like the what they're called. What are they called? They kind of like the donut with the chocolate glaze over it, and they got the little Boston cream filling in it or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sounds good too.
that's a little bit of heaven right there.
And it's breakfast time right now, so I'm like, that sounds really good.
Well, I got a McGriddle here. I'll send it over if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. And of course, the brush. One of your favorite things in the videos is to
I never have the same brush. I can't remember what happened to the original one. But yeah, brushing off home plate. Even when they're at a Benny's practice or something, and they're getting ready to hit the ball, scream,
play ball. Yeah, I know. That's I tell you what. I just love watching those videos. I love seeing you guys have fun. I love watching how far you can hit a softball. I mean, you just crush it, dude. And I tell you, another really cool thing is just to see how little Kirsch has grown up, and now he's crushing softballs. So
like I haven't seen him in about 2 months, and seeing him on a Spidey vlog, he's just so tall now. It's like, what happened? Wow, like he hit a growth spurt right there, and I can't wait to see him because he's probably taller than me now.
Yeah, and Gabe is going to be a future star. I mean,
Gabe, if he keeps his head straight, is definitely going to be a major league player. He's a phenomenal athlete at everything he does, and you should see him now, man. He has muscles like you would not believe. Last time I saw him, he was just
yeah.
He could probably play football.
How is Soup doing? I know that Disneyland is shut down. Is Soup doing okay?
Yeah, they still bring in the Soups. He still goes to work a few days out of the week, if I'm not mistaken. It's open, not the park, but like they have an outside area where there's shops and restaurants, and that's just open. So if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the guys that gets to walk around the whole park and sweep. So they still have him come up and do work, as far as I know. But yeah, he's doing good. I played golf with him a couple weeks ago, and we had made plans to golf again. It just didn't work out. But yeah, he's doing good. As far as I know, he's doing good.
Oh, good. There was let's see, who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. I know. Red Shorts is another friend of mine on the PlayStation Network. I was surprised as heck to see him pop up and say, like, Red Shorts has accepted your friend request. I'm like, really? So I kind of had that little geek out moment there. And he also he sent me a message one day. He said something like, "Great pull on that card," and I can't remember exactly what card it was. Matt Chapman card.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking,
your friends, it lets you know in your PS. Symbol that who gets cards and things. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was like, Wow. Okay. But see, I'm sorry, but I think Matt Chapman is one of the worst diamond cards to have. I can never do anything with that card, so I don't know. Maybe he was being sarcastic. I don't know.
I got Chipper over at third. Yeah, I don't have Chapman in my life. I think I have the card, but
Yeah.
Red Shorts do you even? I don't even know Red Shorts' real name, to be honest.
That's weird because there's a quiz out there somewhere with all the softball crews names on it.
I think I saw Spidey do a video about that one time.
Yeah, that's he and somebody else were doing that together, and it had T-Mobile and all the other guys and no one could. I don't think anyone could get his name either. But yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting. But when you're working in the mines and stuff like that, you probably, don't want to give out that information.
Of course.
Wow, Benny, this has been a lot of fun. I don't know if there's anything else that we need to cover. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got some content to do. Trash, is there anything you want to ask Benny or tell Benny before we go?
Things are just stuck and glued to my head, so I might as well just get them out. Two things. Going back to focusing on Dodger films for a minute. Are we ever going to see some football or even basketball return, ever?
Definitely, we're going to play football. When it comes to football, it's more about finding a field where Bobby can position himself above the field. So we can't just go to a flat piece of land. There needs to be some kind of stairs or something where he can get an aerial shot. So once the schools start allowing that, I'm sure we'll get it going. The ones you've seen, it's just we found a spot where there happens to be a hill, but because we play so early, the sun's constantly in our face. Basketball, I'm not too sure, because to play that, we had to find someone who would give us access to a gym or a high school, and we don't have that anymore. But I mean, you never know. You never know. I would love to play basketball again. As horrible as I am at it, we did have a lot of fun playing that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, football. I'm sure we're definitely going to figure out a way to do football because, we have fun playing it. It seems like a lot of people love watching those. So yeah, I can't tell you when, but it's definitely going to come out this year.
I think every time I think of Bobby's football videos, I think of that little catchy jingle he did for Sunday Morning Football.
Yeah,
I love that. Whoever did that deserves some sort of award. I mean, that was just great. Card Shop. Oh man, you know what? One of these days, Eric is such a cool guy. I would just like to visit his shop sometime and support him and stuff.
If you make a trek out when the Phillies come down, you got to make your way out there. It's not too far from there. Everything's pretty close by. So
yeah, I will definitely do that. Now that I got my car running, I finally got it fixed last week, and I don't even want to talk about. Well, I had a week of vacation last week, and the whole entire week of vacation was spent getting my car fixed. And
that's
and I've only had it for not even 2 months. I don't know did I ever send you that picture of my new car?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I got a 2010 Mazda 3 that I love. It's black. It just looks super sweet. It's got a Bose audio sound system in it. So my Van Halen sounds awesome in it.
Sounds rocking, huh?
Oh my gosh! When I play Hot for Teacher, all the bass drums, I could. Yeah, the door frame rattles and stuff. I'm like, yes!
That's awesome.
But yeah, everything just sounds so good in that car. And when I was doing a DoorDash, I got back from Panda Express, got into the car, turned the key, and all these lights on the dash start flashing and circulating or cycling or whatever. I'm like, what the hell? And so my daughter came down and gave me a jump start. Got it home, and still just nothing. And so I had to go down to Walmart and get a battery for it. Got the battery replaced, and it was doing fine. Not a problem until later on that day, still, doing the whole cycling thing. So I checked around. The cheapest place that would fix it was the dealership. Not the original dealership that I got the car from, but they quoted me like $492 to get it fixed. And that took all of my savings for this PS5 that I wanted to get.
Oh, man,
so
I don't know nothing about cars. I just know they're expensive when you do have to maintain them.
Yeah.
And yeah, fortunately, we've had my wife and I have had 2 cars that have been very good to us. Just oil changes and basic maintenance on them. But yeah, I cars can be a pain, man, especially when you're on vacation. That's the worst.
Yeah, but yeah, and then when I finally did get it fixed, I spent the $492 to get it fixed. Later on that day, had the same problem again. The alternator they put in went bad. So it's finally running great now. I have no complaints. But yeah, it was so frustrating to spend my entire week of vacation getting my car fixed. I didn't even feel like I had a vacation, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that probably didn't even feel like a vacation. Yeah.
Any regrets? Last question. Any regrets on quitting your job and doing full-time YouTube content?
No, none at all. The only regret I have is now I have to pay for my own health insurance, which sucks. But
yeah,
other than that, no, it's given me time to be here with my family. Like I said, I work from home, so I kind of can make my own hours. I'm here with my son all the time. I'm here with my wife all the time. Yeah, no regrets at all, man. I'm very, very, very blessed to be in the position I'm in right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would change it for the world, no.
And how many subscribers are you up to right now without looking? Because I know I'm over 200,000. I don't know exactly what the number is, but I just recently hit over 200,000. So somewhere around there. I'm not maybe 203,000, somewhere around there. I'm just going to look real quick before we let you go, and I'm going to find out real quick. Because I just think it's awesome. I can remember when you first hit 100,000, and I now you just it's just
actually it's been I've been very fortunate, because of the the old Dodger Films videos. My Instagram got super popular, so. When this was before I had a YouTube channel, so when I announced to everyone that I had a channel, like within 3 days I had like 10,000 subscribers. So it was like already I had like an audience to watch my videos right from the start. So as opposed to other YouTubers who start from scratch, I really didn't have that build to get to 10,000. It was an immediate like, okay, I got a lot of subscribers, let's go. But hitting 100,000 was phenomenal because I never thought it would get that big. And when I did hit 100, it was a great day. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you are up to 203,000 subscribers.
Yeah, see, I had an idea because YouTube, they have an app you can download. It's a studio app for the YouTube, and it gives me all of my analytics and stats.
Yeah, I got that myself too, but I don't have. I'm still up to 232 subscribers. Right now,
keep plugging away, my man. That's the thing. Even like 15, 16, like even though I had a lot of subscribers, I mean, the grind to make videos is no joke. I mean, you really got to find ways to keep yourself motivated, and you have to remember that there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
And as long as you push through and keep going and you never give up, you never know what's going to happen, man. You got to give yourself that chance to succeed. And what I mean by that is you got to remember there's going to be waves. And sometimes when you're down, you got to remember it's going to come up at some time. You just got to put the work in, and with a little stroke of luck, good things happen, man.
Yeah, I think that's good that you said that, because I think anyone or maybe everyone out there listening to this needs to hear that. So, and I know me and Trash definitely need to hear that, because I know we get discouraged sometimes, and I know you got discouraged earlier too. So that's
it happens to me all the time. I mean, it's like I said, it's the understanding that it's a marathon and not a sprint that keeps you going. And as long as you keep yourself grounded and you keep yourself enthused and happy about what you're doing, good things will happen. It's just a matter of putting in the effort and time, and like I said, a little bit of luck. And I think it's more hard work than luck, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on that note, that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodger and Trash Show. Big thanks to Benny No for joining us today. I really appreciate it, my friend.
Oh, it was my pleasure, you guys. Anytime I have some time and you want to do this again, absolutely my pleasure. Real quick, Trash, I think you had one more question, right, that you wanted to ask? If you can remember.
It was more of I can remember, yeah. It wasn't a question. It was like two stories tied into one. Anyway, since they're so short, I will say congrats to Lumpy on getting the catcher.
Yes.
I had a very tough bringing up to that position when I first transitioned to it. One of the two stories that ties into this is I remember I was catching a game back a couple of years ago. I was a little bit older than Lumpy, not like 3-4 years older.
Okay.
And it was like 80 degrees, middle of summer. I'm all in my catcher's gear. We're in the middle of an inning, and I sat out there for like 2 hours in that inning or something. Because every 5 minutes, everybody needed their drink and whatnot, and whatnot. And another tip I would say for Lumpy is keep grinding. I say that because the one main story here. I can remember a couple years ago too, right around the same time. We went to like an event where it was called I think it was called like Skills Challenge or something like that, where you do all these drills, and it's like a scout day. Like you have these coaches, like they're scouting you and they're trying to pick people for their travel ball team or whatnot. Anyways, so I'm like flying through it. We're doing the drills. We get the results back, I think, a couple days later at practice and whatnot. Well, finds out that I had made it. And the higher ups, board of directors, the guy that ran the league, actually had kicked me off the team. So I was bummed because the league, they had kicked me off for some reason. And then turns out he was kind of rigging it, and he was pulling certain players, and I was devastated because I put in all that work in and make the team, and then absolutely just dropped. But another look about it, I'm actually glad because I'm be on the road pretty much every single day, playing like 2-3 games every day. It would just be exhausting. I come home and I'm right to bed, I wouldn't have time to do anything else. So at the same time, I'm not upset about it, especially right now because my high school league's probably start up pretty soon. Okay. So, I mean, now catching, I don't know what's happening there. I don't know if I'll be able to do it anymore with my recent back surgery or whatnot. We'll have to see. Otherwise, probably transition back to third base and just throw people out and have fun with it, I guess.
That's
so I mean, it sucks, but at the end of the day, I'm grateful for it. I'm throwing runners out for days.
Absolutely. And just to touch on that, I'm sure that happens in every league, where I think in reality the coaches, most of them just want to win, and they're not really out there for the best interest of the kids.
Right.
I'd like to think it's more that they are interested in the kids, but I'm sure that happens a lot, man. And just keep playing. That's all I can tell you, man. Never give up and keep playing.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. All right. Oh, and one more thing, please.
Sure.
Pass on our thanks to Bobby.
Of course.
And just let him know how much his videos have meant to me, and how they've kind of picked myself up from a pit of depression, because it's no fun to to be in a place where I was, and where you're feeling like you have no. Just I don't know. You just don't know where life is going to take you. You're not sure how you're going to get through this moment. But yeah, look. I mean, I'm doing great now. So Bobby definitely helped me, and along with you. I mean, your videos helped me out a lot, and they've been very entertaining. And just give them our thanks. And give everyone on the softball crew a big hello from us.
Will do. Of course, I'll let him know. I know he loves hearing stuff like that, so I'll definitely pass that along, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm hoping to shake his hand someday and thank him personally, but until then, this is all I can do. So.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go get my son ready for school.
Yep.
And
we'll see you later, Benny. Thanks again. This is Dodger and
Trash.
Saying peace, love, and baseball. We will see you next time we're out.